Yes, my peeps. I'm continuing with my story about my survival of 24 years on deportation in Jamaica. I was saying in my previous vlog that I almost lose my life twice, right? Running taxi, okay? My first time I almost lost my life as a taxi driver. I was running from Spanish Town from Halfway Tree to Papine. When that route was slow, I used to run from Halfway Tree to Spanish Town, right? Growing up, I didn't like Spanish Town since I was a kid in Jamaica because I always lived in Kingston. Spanish Town was my thing. But I was running taxi going down there. So one day, I loaded up my car. I used to go early carry kids to school from Waterford, Spanish Town. Then I go Spanish Town, Kingston. Back to Spanish Town, I run a few trips. Then I go and bring my woman to the arcade, right? Then in the evening, I will go back again and run some trips, Papine, Halfway Tree Papine. So I do that to occupy my time, right? So I don't have to get involved in any criminal stuff, right? So one day, I went to Spanish Town, loaded up my car. So I got into some tussle with these backup guys. You know, these backup guys want to take over your car and load your car and stuff. So I said, yo, you can't do that, man. I load my own car. Just leave my car. Guy get offended and go picking up some stone throwing after me. So I always have my machete in my car. So I took out my machete and run him down. He jump over some car front and stuff and run. So anyway, I run some trips. Later on when I came back, like 2 other trips, I was there loading up my car in the gas station. I just heard a voice in my head. Look over your shoulder. Once I look over my shoulder like that, I just saw the guy coming like a madman with a long machete coming at me. I had to run, left my car, run across the plaza. There was a plaza over on the other side, run to the plaza and stand beside some cops. And said, that guy is coming to kill me, man. He's coming to kill me. See, that guy is coming at me with a machete, and he see the cops. And he stop and turn back. So, and then the police walk with me to get my car. And from that day, I didn't go back to Spanish Town to run no more taxi. Right? Until it passed like 2 months, 3 months. I changed my car. I had a different car. So I said, oh, I'm going to go to Spanish Town. I load up at the gas station in Halfway Tree, drive into Spanish Town, make a couple of trips. Then one evening, I loaded up my car. This guy took my car with a bag. He said, oh, I have to put the bag in the trunk because the car is full with people, 5 of us in the car. So I said, okay, put it in the trunk. He put it in the trunk, not knowing this was a trick, right? This was a trick. The guy, he took my car. I was driving. Back then, they had this shortcut you go through this community called Waterhouse. I grew up there when I was a kid, so I know the place. We take some shortcut and go through Waterhouse. We ended up on Spanish Town Road, right by the DNG, right? So we ended up there. So when I was coming down, the guy asked me to stop before I reached Spanish Town Road. So I stopped. I saw 2 guys before I stopped because I love to observe things. So I stopped. The guy came out of the back door. I said, go get your bag, man. You can pull the bag out. The guy stopped the car right where the 2 guys were. So whilst I was looking over my shoulder to see if the guy was taking out the bag, when I turned my head around the other side, it was a Tech 9 in my jaw, like that. I rust the Tech 9 in my jaw. And the next guy on the other side has a 9mm and a passengers, telling all of us, empty your pockets, take the things out your pocket. He took away my car key. The other guy came on the other side, brig, pulling out my stereo. In front of our eyes in the middle there, pulling out my stereo. And tell me, oh, if I don't cooperate, it's going to blow off my head. So I said, okay, man, take the car. We'll walk. He searched everybody. Everybody, we didn't come out the car. These guys, they're coming like they're genius, man. They don't want no people passing and don't even know it was a robbery. We sat in the car. Everybody have to search themselves and hand over to the two guys. The guy stand there with the Tech 9 in my jaw. Right? So when he was there, I said, hey, man, can you give me my car keys, man? You rob all of us. Can you give me back my car keys so I can do this, man? I'm a deportee, man. I have no family here. I just get deported and I'm here trying to survive. And he said, oh, all right, hold this. And he threw me back the key. And I drive away. And from that day, no more taxi for me, man. No more taxi. That's how I almost got killed twice running taxis. So it's a lot of stuff to survive. Right? Well, I'm going to continue my story about how I survive. Right? Living there for 13 years in Waterford. The other time, I almost got killed right there in Waterford. We start having problem now, marital problem. So I left my home, marital home, and I went to the garrison to stay with some friends, right, for a week, because it was woman problem every day, cussing and stuff. So I just take a break. I wanted a break. So I took a break for a week. So I called up my wife and said, I'm coming home now. She said, where you go? That means where you going? Me and my man there. I'm here with my man. So I said, what? My wife telling me she's at the house that we built together with her man. So I said, wow, this is serious. So on my way there, I went to the police station. That's Waterford police station. Before I reached the police station, I saw this police car, but the guy that was driving it had on a plain clothes. So I didn't even bother go to the police station because the guy that she was fooling with was a policeman from the Waterford police station. So I didn't bother to go there. I went home. This police guy drove behind me. He parked his car on the side because the house has to go in a pathway, right? Like 2 houses in the pathway. So he didn't drive up in the pathway. I drove my car in the pathway, right? I'm parked behind the car. I saw a car there and I parked. And that car that I saw, I used to be seeing that car every night I bring her home. Then I was driving a Mark II. She told me, I said, who's that car one night? I asked her. She said, oh, that guy, he come to see his girlfriend. That time is the same policeman that's coming to see my wife. The same man. And she telling me it's a girl that live next door. The guy coming to see. That means the guy's been watching me all along and could have killed me. Anyway, the policeman parked on the side. I went in the driveway, and the policeman walked up. I wait for him. We went together to the grill, because we have grill, right? All the houses in Jamaica has grill. I didn't bring my key because I left in a rush. Because my home, I don't have to go with no key, because she was there. So I called her out. I said, open the door, I'm coming in. When I look, I thought it was her coming out. This man approached me with a gun in his hand, telling me he's gonna blow my head off. Not knowing the guy beside me was a police officer. And the police officer beside me said, hey boy, what you do? You don't say me a police? Right? That means he says, what are you doing? Do you know I'm a police officer? But he says in Jamaican talking, Hey boy, what you do? You know me a police? And he put his gun down right away. So if and she was in the back, behind him. So if I didn't bring that policeman with me that day, I would be a dead duck. Right? He would just shoot me and put some rusty gun or something on me and said I attack him. And he was inside my house behind my grill, pointing a gun in my face. Man, that day, I thought it was Judgment Day. That day was so, man, a lot of stuff. I get so crazy. All the police cars, all the police from Hunts Bay and other police station has to come to get him out of his house. Because I said, today is the day I'm going to die. And you're going to die too. And it was such a crazy day. I cuss. And I wanted to fight. A guy I said, man, one of your police guy, I'm going to take the gun and I'm going to kill him. And I was serious then. And like two officers grabbed me and hold me and said, lady, come out of the house. So they hold me. And the guy came out of the house with my wife and left. So an old gentleman that lived next door, he called me and said, hey, Squiddy, don't get into no problem, man. Go to the commissioner's office and report this because this is wrong. And I went there, made my report, went to the commissioner's office. I went to the complaint office too. I made my complaint and they transferred the guy. But when I told my mom about this, my mom said, you better leave there if you want your life. So I ended up left there, just took some clothes. And remember, I was living there 13 years. I helped build that house from scratch. Because when I went there first, it was an old house. So I didn't even take nothing. I just took my clothes and just left and went to my cousin's house in Maypen. My cousin lived in England. He had a nice, beautiful house. So I went there. Nobody was living there. I went there. So I stayed there. Well, my peeps, we're going to continue this. All right? So subscribe to hear more stories. This is part 2. Listen up for part 3 coming up.